What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a compression test on your motor. Here I'm using a 4-cylinder Honda motor, D16Y8. Now of course you could just take this information and apply it to your motor, whether it be a V6, V8, V10, V12, whatever it is. You could just go ahead and do the same exact thing. Starting off on the intake here, some people will tell you to open up the air filter so you could bypass it and get maximum air into the engine. Now whenever you're doing this, you want to hold the gas pedal down as well to open up that throttle body fully open, and again to allow max air into that engine to get true numbers. For this video I'm going to be taking off my whole air intake system here, just because I want to go ahead and clean it on up and change out the air filter. After opening up your intake, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and take off your ignition coils or your spark plug wires, and then take out the spark plugs themselves. So after spark plugs are out, you'll go ahead and put the compression tool into there. This is what it looks like. The next thing you'll do right before you do a compression test is you'll find where the fuel pump fuse is at. For mine, it was right here. It's a 15 amp fuse. I don't know if you guys can see it. I already took it out. It's kind of hard to see up in there, but I did take it out. We are all ready to go on starting this compression test. I'm going to go inside the car, turn the crank over about 6 times, check the reading on here, release the pressure, do it again about 6 times, release the pressure again 6 times, release the pressure. I'm going to test each one 3 times to make sure I get accurate readings. So again, turn that engine over 6 times while holding the gas pedal down to open up the throttle body. Let's get at it. So first one, we're looking about just below 210, about 205 let's say, and it's holding, so that's a good sign. So like I said, release the pressure, do it again. Again about 205, one more time. And there we are, 3rd time, about 205. Now cylinder number 2, let's get it. So now this one is actually lower, probably looking about 170. If you guys could see right there, it's about like 170. So this one's looking a little bit less, and so the thing is that you want to see them close to each other. You want to see the numbers close to each other. So going from about a 205 to a 170, that's a pretty big difference. So let's go ahead and try it again. Alright, now again, here we are about at 170. And 3rd time, 170. Alright, cylinder number 3. So cylinder number 3, it's at about 190. Here we are again at about 190. And 3rd time, 190. Here we go, cylinder number 4. Cylinder number 4, looking at about 205. So you guys saw me do the compression test on my engine. I think the numbers were about like 210, 180, 170, and like 205. Something in that range. Now, one thing to note is that some people may have the same engine as you, and they may say that you may have either 160 all across the board, 170, 180, 210, whatever it may be. It really doesn't matter because first of all, you don't know how many times they turn the engine over. Some people only do it for like 3-4 times, and some people will do it as like I did 5 to 6 times, which you're getting max compression reading. So that's why I believe I have higher numbers, such as 210. And also what may be a factor is the compression gauge that they use. It may be newer, it may be older, it may not calibrate right. That's just one thing to look out for if you're looking online at other people or talking to some other people. Now, as far as the compression numbers that I got for this motor, the D16, the reason why I believe the two middle cylinders are lower is because it may have a head warp, a natural head warp, which I've seen on some vehicles. You know, after so many times of the engine becoming hot and cold, it naturally gets a warp in the head. Not enough to give like blow by into the coolant or leak oil into the coolant or what have you. None of those severe problems, but again, like I said, it's a natural head warp, and so that may be a possibility. But it just may be a possibility that my piston rings are losing compression, so that could be very well possible. So just to give you guys some insight on why I got the numbers that I've gotten, another possibility is that there's carbon buildup on the valves that isn't sealing correctly, so the compression is leaking through there. So hopefully you guys take this information and apply it to your application. Now, of course, you should know your car better than anyone else, so you should know if it loses a certain amount of oil every 1,000 miles, every 3,000 miles. If it's losing oil, then definitely it's getting burned somewhere, or it could be from possible oil leaks that you may have. And so just try to take this information and really try to find out. There's other tests that you can do, such as a leak down test or testing for if there's any blow by in the coolant. Usually you should see some bubbles in the coolant, or possibly you may have not purged the system correctly. So just a lot of things to think about. And so this test just try to let you gain that information and further diagnose if you have to. As far as for the compression test, we are all finished up. I did throw in the spark plugs, put on the spark plug wires, and as well clean the side of the engine bay just a tad bit while I have the chance. The next thing I'm going to do is just clean up that air intake system and as well change out the air filter and install it, and we'll be finished up here. So last part here is putting in the air filter. I have a brand new air filter for this specific car, 2000 Honda Civic EX, and here's the part number 143-3166. Brand new air filter right here, just drop it on in. I hope this video really helped you guys if you wanted to do a compression test on your motor, or just try to take in some of the information that I spoke about and try to diagnose on why you may not have full power like you're used to, or whatever the issue may be. But as always guys, that's going to be it for me. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like the video, because I'm going to catch you on the next one.